I don't want.
All right. Hey, everybody, it's Tony from Car Stars, and guess what? We've been fiddling with this thing all morning. Totally forgot that, I don't know, it needed coils and plug wires before we could even fire it. But then we test ran the water pump, and it was not getting water into the system because our radiator was too bloody low. I don't know why you guys never said anything. But anyway, so we just kind of jankily pulled the radiator up, filled it with water, and sure enough, water started pumping through the system. So we found a bunch of leaks, tightened everything up, probably still dripping here or there, but whatever. We got the ECU hooked up power. We've got the fuel line primed, ready to go. We have not tried to start this yet. This is ice cold. So
that's how you tell we're not lying.
Yeah, we're not lying. We have not attempted to start this.
Lick it. That's how you tell.
So, you want to do the honors?
It's your motor. You do it.
Okay, well, let's see here. What do we got to do? We got to turn on the...
Yeah.
All right, we turned on the ignition. So, it's actually hooked. Now, I don't see any smoke yet. So, we got it grounded in the back. It should be good. I'm not going to run...
Wait. Okay.
I'm going to run the fuel pump.
Yeah.
Let's see if anything starts squirting out of the injectors or... I mean, I see the hose kind of jerking around. So, see a little water here, but that's no big deal. Yep. All right, well, let's see what happens.
Wait. What are these ones? Water
Just
pump?
Air, fan, water pump, and fuel pump.
So you want to turn the water pump?
Nah. I just want to see if it'll fire.
Okay.
Here we go.
Fire in the hole!
Nothing yet. Not even a fart. We may run out of battery juice here, I'm thinking. Nothing.
Woohoo! Will it start? No, it won't.
All right. We're going to troubleshoot. Back in a minute. All right, so we did a little troubleshooting. Figured out that we forgot to ground, or I shouldn't say we. I forgot to ground this to the harness. Forgot this little wire hanging out. And there was also a relay on the fuse block, which honestly I didn't think had anything to do with the ECU. I thought that was just going to be for accessories and other things. But apparently you got to throw that relay in there. So we checked the, is that number one?
Yeah, number one.
So we checked number one, and it sparked. So let's go.
Wait. Fuel pump.
Fuel pump on. Ignition on. Brighten up and focus. Here we go. Whoa.
Keep it rolling.
But we're running out of battery juice.
Go. Don't let off. Commit.
Maybe a little throttle. I don't know.
No, that's not. Ooh, nope.
A little backfire?
Yeah, got a little backfire on that. That means too much fuel.
All right. Well, at least it coughed. So we'll see what's going on. And gosh, we'll get back with you. Weird.
Nothing's touching anything hot.
Hopefully not. All right, so everybody, as you saw in the last video, the engine did not want to start. So here we are a couple days later, because we don't work on this stuff every single day. But we've been doing a lot of research and a lot of soul searching, testing a lot of stuff, and here we are. We're going to try it one more time. So we've repositioned, Charles did a great job repositioning the radiator fan so it's in a more appropriate, we got to fix some of these hoses over here. But can you switch it on and we'll see what happens. Hey, I'll be over here.
You gotta find a safe place.
Turn on the ignition.
Ignition's on.
Fuel pump.
Tail pump's on.
Fire in the hole.
Ah!
Turn it up. That was sick.
I told you I knew how to build a motor.
Well, it hasn't blown up yet, all 3 seconds of it.
Dude, that was so sick. This engine stand is amazing. The motor sounds fantastic. This is one of those.
Wait, now hold on. Don't pat yourself on the back too much.
No. I was gonna say this is one of those we have no idea why it wouldn't start. There could be a few things. I mean, you went and checked, and the computer had the VATs off. There were no VATs on.
Right. I had to go up to a fellow HotRodGuyGarage who also has a YouTube channel, and I'll put a
Give
little
him a
flashing.
shout out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Check it
He did me a solid. He checked our ECM there to see if it still had the VATs on it. It did not. I was hoping it did, and that would have explained why we weren't getting a start. But in the meanwhile, while trying to, what's that?
You did more though. You diagnosed a potential huge problem.
Well, I mean, what I did is I came back and made sure that I had hooked this harness up right, and I had, strangely enough. And then I checked to make sure.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. So I checked to make sure that there was power at the coils, and there was. I made sure there was power at the fuel injectors, and there was. I even tried to do the ground here to make sure that that wasn't a problem. It wasn't the problem. I went and got myself a new crank position sensor because originally it was not reading any engine RPM. So I got a new crank position sensor and it started reading RPM, but then I tried to start it and it didn't start. So then made sure that we were getting timing information. We were. So we knew the cam sensor was working. So just, literally now, it decided to start. And yeah, super excited. So very happy. And we're excited to, we're gonna have to wait for HP tuners to show up so that we can put a good tune on this thing so we don't burn it up. And we also don't have an official oil pressure sensor that we need to get on here, so we know for a fact we're getting good oil pressure. And a map sensor, because this one is like off the TBSS and it's a slightly different style.
Yeah, if anyone who's watching, I know we have some new subscribers. If anyone has any information, this is a Trailblazer SS off the 6.0 map sensor. It's a very low profile map sensor. It's smaller than the other ones that we do have. It's also a different connector. We're trying to figure out, without cutting into the wiring harness to do it, if there's a pigtail or if another sensor will work. If anyone knows, let us know, help us out. We'd appreciate it. If not, we're just gonna have to cut into some wires and rewire. You rewired the fuel injectors though, didn't you?
Well, no, just the plugs.
Yeah, but
just the plugs.
Credits where credits due.
Right.
You came in and you rewired the pigtails for the fuel injectors, and obviously you did a great job because
clearly
they're working well.
Yeah. So then, right before we fired it, by the way, I removed the rail here, both sides. We pulled it up.
It was a little scary.
Just to see if all the injectors were firing fuel, right? Because that was going to be step one. Are these things working? And sure enough, we flipped the switch and all of them were firing fuel, and all of a sudden it tried to start. And it's like, what the heck? So then we quickly slapped it back together and pushed the button, and as you saw, it started.
While you were gone, I was doing the Captain Jack Sparrow thing, where a little bit of Captain Magic there.
Were you praying over it, like saying Jesus?
I knew at some point it would start. Most stuff like this is super small, simple, easy. It could even be, we redid the ground, right? We reconnected these on the computer. It's those small little things that sometimes you do 3 or 4 of them, and you're like, I have no idea which one did it, but one of them did.
Yeah,
so
something worked.
Always check your connections, check your grounds. You had a genius idea on checking to make sure we were getting on these engines. If you don't get the crank and the cam sensor to communicate together, it will not start. I don't care what you do. You can pour gasoline down the cylinders, it will not start. So that was a great catch, finding out that one of the sensors wasn't working properly.
Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, so upward and onward, at least we know this thing will start. So now we got to fix a couple things and get the HP tuners, which we've ordered. And so, yeah, super excited to move forward. Now we just got to fix a couple things. Got to fix this. There's a leak here, so I'm just going to move that hose to there. Trim these up so these work perfect. Put some collectors on here that will have O2 sensor bungs in them.
Yeah.
And then get the HP tuners and go from there. See what happens.
Something to add too.
What's that?
We were excited about the motor starting, but one thing we kind of didn't really pay attention to was, dude, this motor stand didn't even budge.
You know,
This motor stand was solid.
I wasn't paying attention to that, but yeah, we'll notice in the future because we definitely may or may not add additional bracing depending on whether it's shaking or not. So, all right, big deal for us, big deal. So, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates and please subscribe. See you later.